Hey, this is Mrs. Reichelt, and we are moving into naming the muscles of the upper arm. So first up, we're going to go ahead and talk about the biceps brachii. And these ones are going to bulge when the elbow is flexed. And the origin includes the scapula, and then the insertion is the proximal radius. Or I guess you could just write radius if you wanted to. And the whole action, so the primary action of the biceps, is that it's going to flex the elbow and supinate. You probably want to say supinate the forearm. Okay, so next up we have the brachialis. So the brachialis is also a part of the upper arm. It is deep to the biceps, and the origin is the humerus. It's the distal humerus for those of you that are wanting to write those down, the little extra things. And then the insertion is going to be the ulna, and it's the proximal ulna. And the primary action is that it's going to flex the elbow. And then let's see, the brachioradialis is this one right here, and unfortunately it's cut off, and your book doesn't give any other pictures, but the brachioradialis is right here. And I better erase this so I have some more room. Okay, so the brachioradialis, also a part of the upper arm, and this is going to be the only fleshy muscle of the Okay, so again, the brachioradialis is part of the upper arm. It is a weak muscle. The origin is the humerus. The insertion is the forearm. And then the major action is that it's going to, primary movement is maybe what I was going to say. I don't know why I put a P there. So the action is that it's going to be a synergist in flexing the muscle flexion. Okay, so now we're actually going to switch views here, and we're moving into the triceps. So the triceps right here. The triceps, also a part of the upper arm. Okay, the triceps are the only fleshy muscle of the posterior upper limb. The origin is the shoulder girdle, and the insertion is the ulna, and it helps to extend the elbow. Okay, so on the next page of notes, if you're following in that notes handout, it goes through the flexor carpi radialis, the flexor carpi ulnaris, basically a whole bunch of other ones. Go ahead and cross those out. Your book doesn't even give pictures of them, so we're going to go ahead and skip those. So that wraps up all of the muscles of the upper arm.